I'm Marissa, I'm a chef from Montreal, and today we are making a stuffed chicken with cassava farine stuffing. So cassava farine is, the cassava root is ground and pulsed into a flour, and that is the base of our stuffing. So a traditional North American stuffing is made with stale bread. Instead of the stale bread, this is cassava, which is also gluten-free. So this is one of my grandmother's recipes that I've adapted. It is something that she makes for us at every holiday family dinner. My grandmom is the cook. She'll get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, she'll prepare every single dish. There are many dishes. We have a very big family. And not allow anyone in the kitchen. This stuffing, in particular, is one of those dishes that everybody wants a bite of. Because stuffing is generally an accessory, a side piece to, a secondary character to the main meal and, let's say, a Thanksgiving dinner. With my family, however, stuffing is something that people fight for. And so when my grandmother prepares our holiday meals, she actually makes an extra casserole just of stuffing for us to fight over. So again, a lot of fighting over food in my family, because once the Cornish hens come out, and there are only a couple of them, those are the ones that come in high demand. We want them. Everybody wants them. When grandmom's cooking any meal, we're allowed in the kitchen, but we have to stay out of her way. And before you know it, the table is just filled, a full spread of the most amazing things. Before you even get to the kitchen, you can smell the food out the door. You just walk in and it just hits you in the face, and it's like a hug. We all pile in. We've got a very big family, so we could be like 30 of us in my grandmom's tiny kitchen, just packed, waiting to say grace. We use all our patience to say grace and bless the food, and then dig right in. So when my grandmother would make this dish, always at her place, and she was the only one with a gas stove. So the signature for when, grandmom's cooking is the lighting of the stove. That, just hearing that click takes me back to her place, and it tells me that something good is on the way. This time I'm making it. So while the cassava soaks and rehydrates, we put all these beautiful ingredients into a pan, get them nice and sauteed. What we've got going into this stuffing is some onions, some bell pepper, some green onions, garlic, thyme, some turmeric. Now the secret ingredient for this stuffing is green seasoning, which is the quintessential Caribbean pantry item. I'm the rebel who likes to freestyle a little bit. I'm gonna do that now by adding a little bit of my spice blend, fairy dust, just to add a little je ne sais quoi. Again, don't tell grandma. She wouldn't approve. Grandmom's stuffing is traditionally a little bit more herby, and I'm adding a little bit more earthiness with the warm spices. No recipe is easy to get from my grandma. She doesn't write anything down, and that's okay. She also isn't so forthcoming with any of the ingredients, any of the steps. A little bit of this, a dash of this. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, too bad. Not here's where you can have some, here you can find some, or here you can have some of mine. It's kind of, I'll give you half the story and figure the rest out. While those veggies are softening up, taking in all those beautiful flavors from those spices, I'm gonna prepare our chicken. So I love to use Canadian chicken because it's local. Don't have to go far to find it. And the beautiful thing is 90% of all our chicken farmers here in Canada are family owned. And, family first, right? Give this a little rub down. Now that our veggies are softened, we add our cassava mixture that is now fully rehydrated. Oof, it smells like my grandmom's house right now, and I'm loving it. There's no secret, there's no tip. You just grab your bird and stuff it. Okay, there's one tip. You want to loosely stuff the bird. You don't want to pack it in too tightly. That's because that's what my grandmother told me. That's the truth, and I listened to her. So loosely packed, and then to make sure everything stays secure, I like to just tie up the legs. So this one's gonna go in at 375 for about 90 minutes. None of my recipes will come close to my grandmom's. I mean, they may come close, but the way that she cooks things, the way that she feels, like the essence, the love that my grandmom has for all of us goes into every dish. I'm not quite there yet as far as, loving everybody unconditionally enough to put it all in my stuffing. So when I think about this recipe, it reminds me of being together with my family, gathered around the dinner table. And I hope that you'll find the same love and same joy in making this recipe or rediscovering some of your own family recipes. We're usually about 30 people gathered around my grandmom's kitchen table, and we keep it together to say grace. And for those minute and a half, we're all just being real kind and quiet. But as soon as we say amen, it's dig in time, and it's survival of the fittest. Lucky for me, I'm tall and fast, so I get in first for the first bite. It's perfect. So I never thought that I could replicate my grandmother's cooking, and I'm realizing right now that I can. This is really good. And I hope that you'll take this recipe and make it for your family as well. It's one of my favorites. It's true to my heart. This is my family's legacy recipe.